Today we're going to take a look at the new Bluetti Handsfree 2 Backpack Power Station on Let's Talk Tech Today. Hi everyone, Mike here. A few weeks ago we started reaching out to multiple manufacturers when we realized we needed to make a video series about surviving after a hurricane. Our hearts go out to all those in the southeast that were impacted by Hurricane Helene and Milton. My wife and I actually lived in Asheville, North Carolina 18 years ago, and we have multiple family members that still live in Florida. When we started seeing the news reports about all the devastation in both locations that we once called home, we knew that we had to make this video series. Watching people being interviewed about losing everything that they had was heartbreaking in itself, but the one thing that I noticed about many of these people was how unprepared that they were for a natural disaster. Bluetti was nice enough to reach back to us and offered to send us the Handsfree 2 Backpack Power Station, which we will be reviewing that in depth today, but we did want to announce our video series that will be coming out the week before Thanksgiving. What I'm going to do right now is actually start off by reviewing the backpack before we get into the specifics about the power station. But how this whole concept was evolved is they started off with this backpack design. This is a 60-liter backpack, and they made the compartments so that this would be a perfect fit for this. They also have a hands-free one version that is a 42-liter backpack and a smaller version of the battery unit. So let me start off first. I will put this down and let us begin to review the backpack. The first thing that I noticed when I took the bag out of the box was how many zippers that this thing has and compartments. This is definitely a 60-liter bag that gives you flexibility to put pretty much anything that you want into it. There's a whole bunch of straps that you can clamp down with pockets in the front here. Let me turn it so the camera with different pouches in here to include. On the mid part of it, there is another set of pouches. On the outside, they have the MOLLE anchor system on that, and I will show you a little bit later about how to make use of that for a flashlight that I have. Another pouch up on the front here, and then when you have it on your back, there's side pouches, very well padded to carry against you. There's two compartments on each side for putting drinks in there. And on the front, or I guess this would be considered the back of the backpack, but it would be forward facing when you're wearing it. There's a built-in clip on here for action cameras that you could put on there. Tons of adjustments to make to all the straps. It has it where you can clip it directly on you, which I will put this on a little bit later to show it actually in use. And one for the lower part of the waist. Again, all heavily padded, breathable material so that you don't have to worry about it sweating against your back. And a bunch of areas here where you can just hook anything you want into there. This is actually for the trap doors on both sides. That I'll again show that a little bit later how they're designed. Very clever and innovative on their design of that. It's lockable at the top if you have any expensive camera equipment in there. And the top compartment on this, which as I said, there's so many zippers on here, you got to be able to determine where you need to unzip from. But right here and on the top part is, again, a lot more compartments, more zippers where you can put clothing in here for any of your hiking or camping outings. And it's all well lined here to keep things organized. More compartments on this section here. but this is a water-resistant bag. It is not waterproof, so you can't go foraging in water up to your shoulders and expect everything to stay dry. But it is clever on the zippers here that they actually have it built so that it has two rubber flaps that come back over that to help with any of the waterproofing. If you happen to get caught in any torrential rain, at least you will be protected enough that it shouldn't get any of your contents wet or the unit inside. But I guess it's on this side is the next part. This is expandable, so if you want to carry a lot of equipment in here, then you can actually increase the size and capacity of this by doing that. And then there's the other zippered section on here, and this has compartmentalized areas where you could put your cameras or your drone equipment in there. And there's a compartment in here that you could either put a laptop or any other products. And these are all Velcroed on the compartments. That gives you the ability to fine-tune it to what you might be carrying in here. If you want to remove any of these, you do have that flexibility. And then there's also the zippered compartment where the battery unit itself will go in here. And when the battery unit goes in, there's actually a shelf unit that I'll try to get a better video or maybe attach a photo to that, so that you have a little bit more storage area in here once the battery unit is installed into this. But one thing that I wanted to show, that at least for my type of needs, I do video obviously for YouTube, but I'm not a professional photographer. I used to have a drone. I haven't purchased a replacement in a while, but I am looking into that. But I just wanted to show you here what you could make use of, different products in this if you're going to be going on an outing. So let me just put everything here that I think could easily be put into this, and then explain to everybody what everything would be. So obviously hiking and camping, never can go wrong with a first aid kit. I actually would have been nice if they had included something in there, or maybe even a little pouch that would have some supplies that could be included in there. But something I always recommend when you go out on any adventures. It comes with a MC4 connector to an XT60 plug for solar recharging, so you could keep your cables in here. This is not included with it. This is one that I have for some other portable power stations that I own. But this lets you take a cigarette plug or a car accessory port to an XT60 to be able to recharge the unit. And then your wall AC outlet plug can go in there. But here's some of my other recording equipment that I use for my videos. You could put all your accessories in here. Here's portable power banks if you want that for just recharging a phone and not want to use the big unit. If you just need to top off your phone, you got a spot in here for that. And I had pretty much everything I wanted to show on the inside of this. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to show is my portable solar panel. This kit does come with the option to either get a 60 or 120 watt panel. They did not send a panel to me, but I do have another portable panel of my own, and this is kind of an elastic strap, so you could easily keep that directly in there. Here's the cable that I need for using that, so I could put that in there as well. And we can just zip this up just to give a little bit more visualization of how you would use this. The MOLLE system, I actually have a holster here that can make use of this for my flashlight. So all you can do is just put your accessories into this little. This is a little tricky to get this exactly in here. I was thinking of pre-attaching this, but okay, just like that. And all you can do then is take your flashlight and attach it on the outside, and it's readily available for you, well secured with the MOLLE system here. And you want to have a drink that you can take with you, and fits directly there on the side of the pouch. This is a quick little video from Bluetti that shows how much you can actually fit inside of the backpack. And what I'm going to do now is just show you that you can easily pick this bag up. It only weighs 6 pounds empty. The battery unit itself weighs just under 17 pounds. So you're 23 pounds without any added contents, and you can easily add between 30 and 40 pounds of contents for your hiking and camping adventures. On the side of the waist strap, you have these pouches that you could easily keep keys or wallets in to make it a little bit more maneuverable while you're hiking. And it's got the mid-level adjustment for the straps to make sure that you have as minimal weight carrying on you. But you can tell it is very easy. The weight distribution is fantastic on this, even though it's not fully loaded. But I'm going to put the battery unit in this after I review the specifics about the battery unit. And unfortunately, it's raining outside today, and it's supposed to be raining for the next few days. So I am going to, after we review the battery unit, I'll attach the solar panel on this and just show just how easy it is to make all the connections. So let's start to that. What we will do now is take a look in depth at this battery unit. Again, it's only about 17 pounds for this, easily to lift it with one hand, and very well balanced so that not all the weight is at the one end of this. But what I like about this, when you turn it on, it's almost instantaneous. There's no delayed startup time on this. The ability to control this with your phone is only via Bluetooth, which is perfect because if you're out hiking and camping, you're not going to have any Wi-Fi accessibility. So being able to make a Bluetooth connection to control this and make any changes to that are simple and straightforward. It's got a nice color display on the front, and it is visible to be able to see it when you have the backpack sides open, which I'll show later. All the ventilation for the unit is all drawn from the back of the unit through the front, so that the way that again the backpack is designed, that allows you proper air movement through the unit, so you don't have to worry about it overheating. But what's nice about this, they do have added rubber feet that if you wanted to use it at home, you can lay it down and put a laptop on here, or even a small monitor at a desk, and you don't have to worry about the airflow. You've got your AC connection on the back, and you'd have your USB connections on the front. So unfortunately, Bluetti currently does not sell this unit by itself. It has to be purchased with the backpack. The backpack can be purchased individually, so hopefully that will change in the near future, that people will be able to purchase one of these for home usage. But on the front of the device here, and I will turn on the DC ports, there are two USB-C ports that are 100 watts each, and there's two USB-A ports that are roughly 15 watts each is what they're capped out at. These are all independent, so you aren't limited if you're drawing 100 watts from one and then you plug two in, that you still will get a total of 100 from each of the USB-Cs, which is very nice. The Handsfree 1 has a 12-volt barrel plug, and it is disappointing that they did not include it in the bigger unit. I've been reading on the Facebook Bluetti site and reading many commentary from people asking questions about these, and quite a few ham radio operators would love to have a 12-volt port so that they can run their equipment when they're doing any sort of any field day events or rovering, and it is something that I would hope that Bluetti is going to add in the future. either a barrel port or a cigarette plug car adapter port that would allow at least 100 watts of output. I think that's a huge opportunity for Bluetti if they did add that on this unit. I don't know why the smaller unit has that, but the big unit does have that eliminated. But the USB-C ports are not bidirectional, they're output only. Again, I would like to see that be able to provide as a 100 watt input. But again, I can understand the way that this was designed for portability, that they did eliminate that feature, but that would be a nice add. You do have an XT60 port down here that has a 12 to 45 volt input. You do not want to exceed that 45 volts because you can damage the unit. There may be protections built into this that'll auto disable it, but I always recommend people that do not exceed that level. It does allow up to 350 watts. You can always over panel with more wattage. You just don't want to over voltage these things. And on the back of this unit, there is the AC outlet that allows you to draw 700 watts from that. And you have a standard PC style plug to put in here. There's no power cubes that you have to worry about with it. And they do provide a grounding port on here that you can ground this if you are plugging it into an outlet that doesn't have the third prong, but as long as you're using this that has a three-prong plug into the wall, it will carry that ground directly up to here. And this is actually an active ground. It is not like some of your other portable power stations where it's just an empty space for that third plug to go into, and it's acting as just a regular two-prong plug. So kudos to Bluetti on doing that. This is a 512 watt hour battery in the Handsfree 2. It's a 256 watt hour battery in the Handsfree 1, so it is a smaller unit, and that also only provides, I believe it's 300 watts on the Handsfree 1, so I don't know the specifics on it since I was not sent one of those. But you do have the ability on this that you can charge via solar and AC at the same time. And the nice design of this is you can, since you do have the maximum 350 watts on the DC input, assume you're getting 300 watts on the input. It's only going to take the remaining difference out of AC to give you that 600 watt maximum. And that is a nice added feature. And the DC input too, when you are either hiking or at a campsite, they have a feature called fragmented solar charging technology. And what that does is, as long as you don't have any load on this of anything plugged into your AC or DC ports and you're strictly charging the unit, if it senses that there's no more power going into the DC port after 1 minute because of clouds or a shadow that's moving in, it will actually turn the unit down, but it will wake it back up once it detects the DC voltage coming into that. So that is a huge win, again, on this, that you aren't losing energy while you're waiting for new energy to come into that. This also does have the turbo boost technology for recharging that allows you to recharge at 600 watts through the AC port or using the two in combination, but you do have the flexibility. So I'm going to actually pull up their app here. I'm going to do it as a screen overlay with the phone. And what is really nice with this app, when you go into your device, it gives you all your specifics. So right now it's showing me that the DC port is turned on, but there's no draw from it. And the MPPT controller, or the inverter inside of this, when you have AC turned on, as long as there is no load coming on the AC port, it only has a 7 watt per hour overload on that, which is the lowest of any portable power stations that exist, at least from what I've seen in all the literature. So again, another huge win. And by having such a low overhead on this, that gives you the maximum ability in between charge times that you can let this sit and idle and not have to worry about it discharging itself. But I will turn the AC port back off on that. And it will let you know too on the top of the app whether or not how much wattage that you're getting pulled into the unit via either the solar panel or from the AC outlet from grid. But what you do have within this, you can change your charging mode. So I'm going to actually plug in an AC plug right now and just give you a quick demo on that. If I put it here on silent mode, which should have the fans running at the lowest possible necessary to recharge, but it's 150 watts on that silent mode, and it's virtually, unless you're really up close, can you hear the fan sitting right here? It's very minimal sound that I hear coming from it. If I put this on standard mode, the standard mode, I can hear the fan just increased its speed a little bit right now, and this allows 350 watts. And if you want to go even quicker, you can put it in turbo mode, which will allow it up to that 600 watt. Again, I just heard the fans increase again. The wattage is slowly increasing here, and it should max out somewhere between 550 and 600, depending upon where the battery's at. It's all self-adjusting on these things, so it's showing me on here. Yeah, 498 is what it's showing on that, but it is capable to go up to the 600 watt. So depending upon temperature and other things like that, it is intelligently designed that it won't try to put more in if it will harm the device. So I will put this back on standard mode, which is what I like. They do have the powerlifting mode on this, and I'm not going to go in depth on that. There is information you can get on that, but that does allow you to run higher wattage resistive devices such as electric blankets, hair dryers, or a toaster. But I normally don't like to use those features with any of my portable power stations. And if there's any firmware updates, obviously you can do that directly through the app. So this also features pass-through charging, so or bypass, I guess they call it. But if you have it plugged into the wall and you have something plugged into the AC outlet, you can pull up to the maximum 700 watts out of the outlet. And when you're doing that, it will actually allow this to go up to 750 watts on an input. So you're basically putting all this, the full 700 watts going to the AC port, and any additional residual that may be there would go into the battery due to the loss in the AC inverter. You may not have any additional go in, and that's where that 50 watt difference comes from. But you do have the ability on this that when you have your AC outlet, if it's a full 700 watts and you have two USB-Cs at 100 watts each and then two USB-As, you can use all 5 devices at the same time, and you're going to get the maximum out of all of them. So you actually have the ability for 930 watts of output on this. So again, another win and a great design on Bluetti's behalf for that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the backpack, load this into the backpack unit, and I will attach the solar panel and just give you a quick visual of what that would look like, assuming that I could go outside and illustrate that. But hopefully I'll be able to do that when I further review this in our Surviving After a Hurricane series that will be out in the next couple of weeks. So let's grab this backpack now. We'll unplug this unit from the AC outlet and get this opened up inside here. And all you have to do is just grab the unit and drop it down into its spot for that. I will turn here to the camera for people to see, but the added shelf, if you want to call it that, you close it down on that and you have additional storage ability on the top, and again, it won't impede any of the airflow. But what Bluetti did on this, and this is a very clever design, and it not only provides the water resistance to it, but it also allows for the airflow that this unit will need, whether they're open or closed. But these little rubber vents are actually, if I hold it like that, you can see that they're slotted so that air movement can come in to the device, and you can just fold them up like that. So here is all of your DC related items on the one side, and on the other side of the unit you can do the exact thing. And now here you have all of your AC items. So if you aren't requiring an AC to recharge or using an AC device, then you can leave this closed down because of the rubber ventilation in here. And you don't have to worry about it falling out because the unit itself is below the bottom where the zippered area is on both sides of this. So very clever design by them doing that. Again, what I said before, that the backpack was actually designed first, and then the unit itself was developed after that to fit around the designs of this. Zip the bag here and grab out the solar panel and the cable that I would need for that, and what I already attached to the mounting points here with 2 carabiners. But you have the ability to just unfold your portable panel, and you can easily connect them to both carabiners here. And all you would do is make your AC connection, or sorry, DC connection on the panel, and plug it in. So let me actually get this flipped here. So the cable coming out of the solar panel is going directly into the DC input. It's obviously not going to show any input right now because the lighting in here isn't going to provide any usable light for solar input. But now that I have this loaded up as such, then you can see, putting this back on, it is a little bit more cumbersome now that I have that battery unit loaded in there, but it's not annoyingly heavy. Now that we're at roughly 25 pounds on my back, I could easily put another 20 pounds in this and not feel overloaded that I'm going to tip backwards. But as you can see on the back of the panel, the solar panel would just hang down, and as long as it's got usable light that would be coming, then it would be recharging the unit as you're moving around. So that is a nice design here all around that Bluetti came up with. So I'm going to just lay this down here, and I just want to reiterate that we do have the Surviving After a Hurricane series that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. If there's any additional discounts for this particular unit, I will include that in the video description as Bluetti sends that to me. And if there's any additional promotions with Black Friday coming up, again, I will make updates on this. The Handsfree 1, currently they have their early bird discount on both the Handsfree 1 and the Handsfree 2. The Handsfree 1 is $299. Again, it's the same as the Handsfree 2. You have to buy the backpack in order to get the battery unit. But on the Handsfree 2, it's $399 for that, and both of them are discounted at $200 off right now on their early bird discount. And not sure whether or not they're going to provide any additional discount since it is a new release item. But if they do, then that's obviously an added win for anybody interested in this product. But I'm very impressed with this, and we are also looking forward to further demonstrating this in our next video series that we will be making. So on behalf of all of us at Let's Talk Tech today, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope that we answered all the questions that you may have on this unit. If you do have any questions, please post them in the comment section. We do read all comments that come in, and we will answer them to the best of our ability. And if we have anything specific, we'll reach out to Bluetti and try to get an answer from them and address those to our viewers. But we do hope that you will click the like, and if you are not subscribed already, please subscribe to our channel and pass this video on to friends and family. Share it amongst them. And we're just continually looking to grow our channel and to provide information about products that we find are quality products. They are reputable products, and the companies stand behind them. This Bluetti unit, it's a 5-year warranty on this, and those are the things we look for. That we don't want to just review any product. We always do our research, and we'll always review and recommend products that we are willing to purchase ourselves. On behalf of all of us at Let's Talk Tech today, thank you for tuning in, and have a fantastic day.